of my heart, I can't say no. It's ripping me apart.
Going on G Nation, so I'm just getting up here. About to go get my hair cut. That needs to be done. About to go drink my protein shake. That needs to be done. Gotta get fresh. You already know how it goes. So let's get this day going. So if you don't know, I start my morning every day with about 1 scoop, which is 25 grams. Here we have it. Of whey protein, like as soon as I get out of bed. And what that does, it gives my muscles basically some quick nutrition, because when you're sleeping you're not eating, you know. And obviously those of you that don't know, I use my Nutrex muscle infusion, and that's literally straight out of bed. 1 scoop, 25 grams, we get the day going. All right, so let's get going. By the way, there he is. Flex. Who saw that video of him snoring? Oh my god, didn't let me sleep. But he's my baby. I'll show you my other baby. Alright, there's my other baby. I'm not a big fan of black cars anymore. Getting tired of cleaning it like every other day. But so far, she's been amazing. It's Lexus F Sport. When I got it, I had to get the red interior. Pretty car. Yeah, so I'm on my way to go get my hair cut. I know I've been, I told you guys this needs to get a little better. Not only workout videos and stuff, but show you a little bit what I do. But today will be the Q&A. But it couldn't just be a Q&A. I had to take you along with my morning and everything I do before I shoot the Q&A. So I get my hair cut about every 5 days. I like to stay looking good and feeling good with my hair. I feel like a haircut for a guy is one of like the best things that you can do to feel good. It's kind of like, I guess, a woman doing her hair, her nails, or whatever. And plus my hair grows so fast. Like, I get a haircut and like in 3 days it looks like I didn't really get one in a while. So it's something I like to do. So I just began prep yesterday, so it's about to get serial with getting shredded. As we know, I didn't make it to the Olympia this year, but that's okay. There's always next year, and there's always the year after that, and then there's a year after that, and then there's a year. So for me, it's just about getting better, and when my time comes, it'll come. They already know, they already. Looks fresh, right? I enjoy having short hair for now. I just get up and go. I don't have to put all that gel on my hair and everything. Alright, so I'm gonna go home, eat, and then get ready to answer some of these questions. Alright. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up with what you came to see, which was the Q&A. So I had, let's see here, I have the computer in front of me. 389 questions. That's it. I think it should have been more, but like I said, I asked it on YouTube because it was with you guys, so I did see a lot of the same questions, whatever. So I'll answer what I can, but let me start off with the general of what I got the most. Currently 26 years old. I was born in Puerto Rico, right? Over there, then moved to Florida, here in the United States. I've been working out since I was 19. I'm 26 now. And what else? Oh, am I single? Yeah, I'm single right now. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to these questions. Let's see what I find here. I'm just wondering, this is from Pablo. I'm just wondering if you're gay and what are your thoughts about it? No, I'm not gay. And my thoughts about it is every person does their own thing. They're individual, and that's none of my business. So I just focus on me. But I do appreciate the support from everybody. Um, let's see what else is. It's another good question here from Cyril Al Hassan. What strategies did you take to reach this physique? Was it a bulk approach or something else? Oh, and tell me how you started with eating clean. Basically, I've just always had high calories. I burn a lot of fat. I was very skinny before I started working out, about 128 pounds. I'm about 185 now. Um, so I've just been eating since I started. Now that I compete, I do kind of more of the bulk and cut. So actually, yesterday I started my cut. So I'm excited about that. All right, from Luxavi, how do you maintain your shreds? You stay relatively lean all year. Like I mentioned before, I carb cycle. I do cardio here and there to make sure that I don't get too high on body fat. And then I eat pretty clean. But if I compete also, so that forces me to stay lean. But if it's not for that, I like to just work out every day and stuff. So that helps me stay lean. Um, from Emre Sahin, bro, do you want a new girlfriend? Or are you gonna marry? Why you had a breakup in the past? Eventually, yeah, when the right person comes. Brian, how do you maintain your great skin, no acne, etc.? Believe it or not, I used to have really bad acne in high school. Um, but I think now it's just I clean my face twice a day as soon as I wake up and before I go to bed. And I moisturize it when I wake up and before I go to bed. And that seemed to work pretty good for me. Um, how many times do you work out in a week? I work out 6 times in a week. So what I'm doing now is I'll do 3 days and then 1 day off, then 3 days and 1 day off, and that gives me that after training hard for 3 days, I get that rest day, come back next 3 days and go hard again. I found that to be working really good for me lately. What was the hardest part about prepping for your pro debut? There was actually nothing hard about that prep. I was so excited to compete that it was just like one, two, three. Everything was rolling. I ended up looking my best, and there was one reason why, and that was because I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that prep. Arnold Sanchez asked, do you do cardio on your low carb days or on hard carb days? I do it on both. It really depends. So, it depends how I feel. I go a lot by how my body tells me, but if I was to put it down, I would do cardio on my low carb day and my high carb day. Low carb especially because it forces your body to burn that extra fat. Vincent asked what rep range works best for me. I would say that the best rep range is, between 12 to 15 for me. For me, I like to go and train and get a pump versus, training really heavy. I've done that before, the heavy training, and I see much better result for me training between the 12 to 15 reps. Veronica asked, what country would you love to visit and why? I think the next country that I want to visit is Greece. My favorite cartoon, Dragon Ball Z. I grew up straight on that. And the last time I cried, this was right now. I really don't remember. That's a good question though. How much money do bodybuilders make? It really depends, especially now with social media. Um, I mean, it could go from nothing to millions. I'm assuming it depends, you know, about your marketing, about what competing, about everything. Sandra Morales asked me if I find skinny women or thick women attractive. Personally, I'm on the thick side. I like all that me on the bone. um, Brian Hernandez asked me, how do you keep motivated to set your goals? I always set new goals. If you don't, like for me, if I don't set a new goal, I get pretty complacent and bored. So I constantly set a new goal, find new shows. I find new workouts, stuff like that, you know. Um, let's see here. How many Andrés Colón preguntó cuántas veces a la semana deberíamos hacer el cheat meal. Yo por lo menos hago una vez a la semana. Cuando no estoy compitiendo, como 3 o 4 veces a la semana. Rajona Kadrui, do you love me? I don't think so, not yet, but I do love that you support me. um, Carlos Martinez asks, how do you get sponsored? A good way to get sponsored is obviously build. Nowadays, you would say social media, but while that is important, make sure that you have, you know, are you competing? What are you doing also apart from social media that gives you value? Because obviously, so many people jumping into social media, you have to wonder where the value is on that. And there is value, but you have to give yourself value beyond that. I see people with like 10 million followers or whatever, and I'm like, I've never even seen them out of social media. What the hell are they? Like, try and find yourself value out of it, because then people, it gives you more credibility. Carlos asked me what was my response when I get hit on from a guy. Does it bother you, and are you used to it by now? I'm definitely used to it. It definitely doesn't bother me, and um, my response is just thank you, I guess. I do have a lot of support from the LGBT community, like you mentioned here. Um, so everyone does their own thing, and I do my own thing. You do your own thing, and that's it. That's where I leave it at. You support me, I'll give you a hug, and I'll tell you thank you every day, and that's that. And thank you. How did I pick my YouTube channel name? I just used my name. Um, what would you say to someone that is starting bodybuilding? What would be your main recommendation? If you are starting, it would be to get as much knowledge as possible. With more knowledge, you'll get quicker results. The reason I say that is, a lot of people go in and they waste their time because they don't know what they're doing. You see results, you'll stay. Excuse me. If you see results, you'll stay dedicated. When I started, I had a guidance, so I saw results immediately, and I was just so thrilled that I stayed hooked on it. I literally stayed hooked on it. Ming, how do I say this? Ming Byron asks, "What do you think about political leaders?" Right now, I don't really find anyone to be really appealing. I don't even know what to say about that. My biggest lesson that I learned in the Marine Corps is to have patience. The time for anything will come. Um, Equality, going back to Trump, what do you think about his policies on Latinos and Muslim? I completely disagree, especially with me being Latino. I don't get to too much politics, except I'll say I disagree with what he's brought up to the table. It just seems all over the place. Do you not get bored of dieting? I completely do. So if you ever see me bulked up, like looking not as lean, it's because I'm bored of dieting and I'm just eating everything I want. Um, Luna asks, which is your weakest body part and what do you do to balance everything up? I would have to say my weakest body part is my calves. And I train them every other day. But it's kind of genetic, but not only that, it's like the better they get, the better everything else gets, and I would have to stop training everything. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to stop training to play catch up with my calves, so I'll just keep doing that until they get better, I guess. How did you start your bodybuilding journey? This is from Jahid Mia. Wow, these names. I think I was 19 in the Marine Corps, and going through some personal issues, and my buddy gave me a protein shake. He's like, "Hey man, here." I drank it after every workout for like a month. It was I forgot what it was, but it was vanilla. And by the end of the month, I had gained like 8 pounds, and I said, "What the hell?" I literally just gained 8 pounds from drinking this. I thought this was all hype. And it really worked. I kid you not. And after that, I stayed hooked, and I started taking different supplements like creatine. I jumped on aminos. I jumped on. Back then, it was like the original Jack 3D, and they had. I feel like it was just stuff back then was just crazy. We're planning on offering online coaching, one-on-one, in Miami. I don't know, maybe one day. Favorite pump songs in the gym would have to be like house, electro, techno, and if I'm really in the mood, I'll put some hip hop. And if I could meet one person that are alive, who would it be? I think right now I really want to meet Leonardo DiCaprio. I want to pick his brain. Very interesting person with a lot of success, and if I got one-on-one with him, I feel like I could learn a lot. Hey, Jalero asks, what are your training split look like, and are your favorite artists to listen to? So right now, I think my training splits are about, let's see, like I said, it was a 3 days on, 3 day off. So I'm hitting shoulders twice a week, chest once a week, back pop once, maybe twice, and legs twice a week right now. That's how do you get over someone in a relationship, or when you're being rejected? The best way to do that is stay busy. You know, don't go looking for them anywhere, social media, whatever, and just stay busy, because once that happens, eventually there'll come a time when you're like, I don't even need them anymore, you know. And that's the key. And then you're like, well, I can't believe I wasted my time. Alina asks, how can I get started on working out? I've never worked out heavy in my life. I want to tone and gain weight in the right places. If you want to do that, best thing to do is just go. We have so many resources online now. If you like something, for example, Zumba, Google Zumba, go. Who cares who's there? Who cares what people think? Just go and get started. Or if you need help, there's trainers all over, especially nowadays. Mike asked, do I cut sodium a week off from a show? I don't ever cut sodium, ever. What is your motivation, and how are your goals with haters around you? Person to look up to. King. My motivation is just not being average. I've said that before. And my goals with haters around me, I don't really get that, but I look up to just a lot of the successful people, you know, especially athletes and stuff in other sports. And I started my fitness journey at 19 years old, like I mentioned. I'm 26. This is for Oscar. And, you know, it's been something that I just love to do. If you took it all away, if you took everything away from me today, I would still work out. I would still go to the gym. I would still drink pre-workout. I would still go crazy in the gym. It's something that it doesn't matter if I make $1 or $1 million. Something that I love to do. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna have to cut this because it's getting long. You know, these are just simple questions about me I wanted to answer for you guys. Like I told you, the videos are gonna keep going. Tomorrow I'm meeting up with somebody in Orlando who's gonna help me shoot and edit a video. And I'm excited. I'm excited because it's gonna look amazing, you know. And I'll make sure I keep those videos coming. Obviously, like I told you, I started to cut, so there's gonna be a lot more. Next thing we're gonna do is the bulk. I'm gonna show you exactly what I did to bulk, and guess what? Then you're gonna shred with me. I have 6 weeks to my next show, so let's get going. YouTube, G Nation, I love you guys. Thank you for spending the day with me today. Anything you wanna know, let me know. Comment below. Hit the like. Love you guys.